Welcome back. This is part 3 of the dimensions talk where we learn about 3 dimensions today. Now, in the previous videos, we learned about 1 dimension and 2 dimensions, which is basically 1 dimension is just measuring length in one direction, and 2 dimensions is measuring two things simultaneously, length in two directions simultaneously. And these axes are called our x and y axis, and they are separated by a 90-degree angle. Now, today we will be learning about 3 dimensions, and we will be doing that with the help of this book. Now, this book is called Troy, written by Stephen Fry, so it's an excellent book. But we are focusing on dimensions today. So, if I look just at the cover, you can see that, and assuming that this is the origin point, you can see that it is an x-axis and a y-axis. Now, if I take it this way, it still has an x-axis and a y-axis. If I take it this way, it still has an x-axis and a y-axis. Now, the 0 is arbitrary, meaning I can choose as any point as the starting point. And this makes it convenient for me because I can just take anything as a reference point and then measure the distance of something else with respect to that point. Now, a thing to note is that while in 2 dimensions we were measuring the length, in 3 dimensions, we have planes. Rather than lines, we have planes. You have the XY plane, the YZ plane, and the ZX plane. Now, all these 3 planes are at a 90-degree angle to each other. So, if you were to point out, say, a point somewhere in the middle of this, then it would be corresponding to X, Y, or Z, whatever the point is. However, when we are writing the coordinate systems, it then becomes x comma y comma z. Now, this is the end of dimension talk part series, but the scientists are figuring out if there are more dimensions than 3 dimensions. That would be huge if true.